Well, this is my second week of dealing with these gearboxes, and I'm so glad to be tied up in Gladstone Marina. When I came in, the crew gave me a really good berth. They knew I was going to be doing some work on the boat, and the berth's very close to the amenities and the shoreline, so that's great. But it's just a great spot to be. You've got all of the industry around Gladstone. If you need anything done, there's someone that can do it for you. So if you're doing work like this, it's a great spot. But the marina amenities are just fantastic. Let's have a look around. Well, we don't wear skimpy bikinis. Hell, it frightens me when I take my shirt off. There's definitely no one pregnant here. This is motor sailing for old dudes. We do live on a boat, and we do cruise extensively along the Australian coast. Join us and visit some great destinations. Learn how to look after a boat and live off grid. It might even get you enthused to do the same thing. Hey, stay out there till you can't. Fantastic showers and toilets, and yes, that's piped music that you can hear in the background. Plenty of outdoor areas for sundowners. And of course, a cruiser's lounge. With a great galley as well. Well, I've got about another week here finishing these jobs on my engines, but it's a fantastic place to have to do this work. Well, the good thing about Gladstone is it is a pretty industrial area, so you can get lots of different things, and this morning I'm going to get some hose to replace a couple of hoses in the engine room. Unfortunately, it involves a little bit of a walk. The bus does have a courtesy service, but I think that's already gone, and it's a beaut morning for a walk anyway, so it's only about probably 2 k's away. This is the bridge over Auckland Creek. In the creek there are 4.5 moorings. I think they're managed by the marina, but they're pretty secure moorings up there. Inch and a quarter.
Yeah. So
yeah.
How long?
450.
450.
Yep. Lots of fittings, everything you can need for hoses, and lots of stainless, lots of brass. Okay, all sorted. Bit of a stroll back to the boat now. Might have to stop for coffee on the way. Coffee. Well, I just got down and checked over that port side motor again. I've already done the starboard side, And look, you're kidding yourself on a catamaran to do one side and not do the other. So I've done both damper plates now. It took me about 2 weeks to get the job done. If I was younger and fitter, I'd probably do it in 2 or 3 days. But yeah, I paced myself and just did it at my leisure. But anyway, now we're going to just take the boat out and give it a run and make sure that the work I've done is going to hold together. I'm 99.9% confident it will, but we'll just go and give it a run and I'll get a bit more confidence back in using the boat then. All right, let's do it. All the jobs are done on the boat, which is great. I've got them all back in. I have replaced the original parts with Polyflex couplings, so it's not the original spring plate that was in there, it's a different type of concept. I'm pretty confident in them, I think they're a good thing, but I just want to give them a test before we do anything serious. So what I'm doing, I'm just heading out of the marina now, and I'm going to skip across to the Oaks on the south channel. I'll stay there tonight. That'll give me a bit of a run this afternoon, and then in the morning I'm going to motor sail up to Cape Cap and we'll try and get into Yellow Patch. So that's the plan, just to give the boat a run, and I'll feel really confident that everything's okay then. It's just you know, in the back of my mind a little bit. Touch wood, she's going well so far, and a bit quieter too, I think it's a lot quieter. So yeah, we'll see how we go. We've just anchored up just short of the Oaks. I haven't gone in there because I think I've got to come back out to leave in the morning, and I'm just off the leads leading us out through the South Passage here. So we're in deep water, we're through all the shoaly parts, so all I've got to do is get back on the leads in the morning and head out of the harbour. It's not a very long trip. I think it's only about 20 or 30 mile up to Cape Capricorn, and then around the corner and we'll be at Yellow Patch. So I'll probably get up there, I think it's high tide, about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That's when I'll have to get into Yellow Patch. But if I leave in the morning, I'll have plenty of time to get up there, get round, anchor up outside and just wait for the high tide. So that'll work pretty well. Anyhow, that was a good run. The boat went well, didn't make any noises that it shouldn't have made. It seems to be going really well, so a little bit more confidence now, and yeah, a lot more by the time I get round the top of Curtis and back up into the marina. Well, it should be pretty comfortable here for the night. Sun's going down, riding lights on. having a beer, and I'll cook some dinner in a minute. Good to be out in the pick again. A lot of rock comes out of the water here at low tide, so you definitely want to watch your navigation when you're heading out through this passage. We're in no rush this morning because we're in deeper water now where there's no shoals we have to worry about, and I'm just going to have a cup of tea and some brekkie, and then we'll get on the leads and get out of here and make our way up to Cape Cap. I won't be able to get into Yellow Patch until about 2 o'clock this afternoon anyway, so no rush to get up there. And yeah, still a bit of breeze up, but it'll be favourable, so we'll be able to motorsail all the way up, I think. I saw this dude leave early in the morning. There's a lot of shoals around, and unfortunately he ran aground. There was no damage, and he was lucky he made his way up to Cape Cap later in the afternoon. A little bit of swell out here, but not too bad, and going with the wind, that's pretty good. I'm just going to get a bit of sail out now and steady the motion of the boat down a bit. We're just passing Rundle Island, and that's Capricorn you can see in the distance. I've got rid of the sail and why I've come up outside Rundle is because it gave me a better angle on the wind, so we've held the sail all the way up, which has been good. But got rid of the sail now, and we've just got to skip down around Cape Capricorn. That'll get us out of these swells and out of the wind, and then I'm going to have to wait there for the tide to come back in, and then we should be able to get into Yellow Patch. Beautiful day out here, still a bit of wind around though, and yeah, it's been a pretty pleasant trip, and the old girl's gone real well, so I'm just getting a little bit of confidence back in those drive plates, but they seem to be functioning pretty well, so that's good. Just in under Cape Capricorn here, and we'll get into about 4 or 5 metres and drop the pick. Cape Capricorn is a great anchorage in settled weather. The water's crystal clear, good swimming, and there's a great walk up to the lighthouse for those of you that are a bit fitter. just trying to make some decisions here. I was thinking about going into yellow patch. The problem with that is to get in and out of yellow patch I need a high tide. And the other thing I'm taking into account, I need to get back to the marina through the cattle crossing or through the narrows, and the tides for doing that are getting later and later. So if I go into yellow patch, I'm probably going to chew up a couple of days, and then to get back through the narrows after a couple of days I'll be doing it at night time. So I think what I'm going to do is up anchor, and we'll head up to the narrows. It's high tide today, or it's high enough for me to get through it around about 2 o'clock. With the repairs done, the boat seems to be running a lot quieter and a lot smoother. Well, that's been a great little motor sail across to Sea Hill. Probably averaged about 6.5 knots, 7 knots, doing 7 a lot of the time. But we're going to come up into the wind now, so I'll get rid of the sail and we'll make our way up into the narrows. I think this is about as far as we're going to be able to get up before we get a bit of water. It's still quite a few banks out here, so I'll get up around here, I'll get into 3 or 4 metres, and I'll drop the pick, and then we'll just wait for the tide, I guess. But I think we might have to wait a couple of hours. Well, we've anchored in about 2 metres of water. I can see the leads heading into the cattle crossing from here, but it's just a bit too shallow, I think, so we're just going to hang here for, well, I suppose about an hour and a half and wait for this tide to run in a bit, and then we'll have a bit of a shot at getting through. Probably not that much good going too early, because if you do, you're going to push an awful lot of tide on the other side of the crossing, so it's worthwhile waiting, resting for an hour or two maybe, and yeah, I might have a cup of tea and a bit of lunch now, and we'll have a look at it when there's a bit more water. Something you want to be careful of, the cattle crossing too, there's a fair bit of rock in there, so it's not all mud. There's quite a few rocky areas, so you don't want to be pushing it too hard, because you could come to grief, and I definitely don't want to run my props over any rocks, so I'd rather just wait for a little bit of water. Well, I tried to fly the drone, but it's just too windy. It's a lovely little lightweight drone, but it doesn't like the wind very much, and I reckon it's puffing about 20-25 knots, so I just can't get it away from the boat. So we'll have to do that some other time, I guess. Unfortunate, but once again the weather takes control. Okay, well I've had a bit of lunch and we're going to have a go at getting through now. I think there should be enough water there. Tide's come in a fair bit, and we'll see if we can sneak through and pop out the other side. Let's go. Here is quite rough and not a good place to be if the tide's too low. There are leads leading us through here. This is number one port lateral mark. It's called the Black Swan, and this is the start of the deep water as you head back down to Gladstone, or the start of the shallow water if you're heading towards the cattle crossing. So this is where you've got to really start your navigation from. Little bit of the trip has been the worst, just coming up into the main shipping channel here and near close to the marina, but yeah, the wind's getting right in here and wind against tide, and it's pretty shocking. Well, the boat ran for about 12 hours doing that trip around Curtis Island, and everything went well. The boat seems to run smoother and quieter with the new damper plates in, and hopefully they'll last as long as the old ones did. So I'm back in the marina at Gladstone. We'll tie the boat up here, and I'm going to jump on the train and head south for Wendy's birthday. Yeah, thanks, bud. See you next week, dudes.